Hey, Coach Candace here, and this video is a follow-up to a one I just did previously, and I'll put the link to that down below. But my previous video was about, talking about an upcoming workout that I had coming, which was a 10K for time, or 6.2 miles. And at the time, I wasn't sure if I could do that. My goal was to PR or get a new personal record on that, but I wasn't sure. I hadn't pushed at that effort in some time. And I had a 3 mile training run a few days ago, and where I attempted those miles at my anticipated 10K pace. And so this is a follow-up to how that went. But I want to share with you how I approached the day. And as I think about this, there's so many parallels to someone who might be on a weight loss or nutrition related journey, and a lot of takeaways for that for you. So I started with my goal. So my goal was to PR my 10K. Now, ultimately, I wrote it just a bit bigger on this board here, but ultimately I had it written out on a board what my goal was, and some other things that I'll talk about. And I had that on the whiteboard next to the air runner while I was doing that. And so I started with the goal in mind, in that my goal was to PR my 10K, like identify specifically what I wanted to do. Now, someone perhaps who might be on a weight loss journey, like sometimes people say, well, I want to lose weight, which is kind of ambiguous. So what does lose weight mean? So start with your particular goal. Is it to lose 10 pounds? Is it to lose 15? Be specific about what you want. And something else I did was start with the end in mind. So I knew my time to beat was 59:48, and I knew previously my average pace was 9:39 a mile. So I knew what I had to settle in under to accomplish my goal. And throughout, I kind of had, actually, before I move to the next part, let's talk about how that relates to nutrition or weight loss. So starting with the end in mind, so think about what you got to do. That might be determining an appropriate number of calories that has you feeling satisfied, but yet also meets a caloric deficit. And what does that look like per day for you, or an average to accomplish throughout the week? So again, starting with that end in mind versus being ambiguous and saying, I'm going to eat healthier, which is wonderful, but doesn't really define, because still someone can eat too much of healthy foods and they're beyond the caloric need that their body needs, and then they're not going to lose weight. So again, it helps to be specific about what you want to accomplish. Moving on, I used a mantra and I had a focus throughout. So in this case, something I had said was, pain is temporary, but memories are forever, which is something I kind of go into with, especially my endurance events, in that, yes, at some point it is going to hurt physically, but just realizing when the event is done, yes, I might have been painful in the moment, but I'll have had that memory of being successful afterwards. So just to get through it. And then similarly, again, when you're on that nutrition or, weight loss journey, some days will be tough, or some events will be tough, but just know that the results, will be long lasting as long as you have approached them the right way. And kind of another mantra I had, be a friggin' savage, just again, just whatever you need to help you feel a bit more, I guess, badass in the moment. And that's something that I've gone to previously in the past as well. So, I had somebody else that used, I don't stop when I'm tired, I stop when I'm done. So whatever it is that you need to repeat to yourself on those tough days. Now, let's talk about how it went. So ultimately, I did get a PR, which I'm super excited about. Shaved about almost 55 seconds off my previous time. And my mile time splits were 9:36, 9:30, 9:35, 9:36, 9:32, 9:22. And some great takeaways from that, in that, yes, I knew I was under 9:39. And yes, that second one, I got a bit faster than I did, slow down a smidge for those next two. But what I did not do was that first sign of going slower relative to let's say mile 2. I did not, just doesn't mean I just threw in the towel and I quit. I just stayed the course. I kept doing what I was doing. And that's almost no different than anybody who's maybe is weighing themselves consistently and you have that like a spike in the scale, like, and some people are like, well, I may as well quit. Like, no, stay the course, keep doing what you're doing and be consistent with that. And if you need to, adjust your effort. So if I saw it slowing down a little bit, I picked up the pace and just put through like a smidge more effort, and then ultimately was able to, again, gradually get back to where I was faster. And throughout, I focused on small increments. I did not think about 6.2 miles. I thought about 0.3 miles at a time. That was like my hydration plan. So similarly, because I'm preparing for a 24-hour race on a track, so my plan is that, I have a landmark in every quarter mile to take a drink of my electrolyte or carb powder. So similarly here, I just kind of watched on the treadmill. Every time I hit like a 0.3 mark, I would take a swig of my drink, and again, stay through that. So I didn't think about, oh God, I still have 5 more miles to go. I just thought about that next 0.3. So similarly, you might have people who, would benefit from losing a significant amount of weight, and let's say it's 50 pounds. I don't want you to think about 50 pounds. Think about how you're going to lose that first 5, and then that next 5, and then that next 5. Like, if you so focus on that long or that big goal, like it's going to seem forever or so far away, and you're not going to feel like you're making any progress. So this time, like, I thought about 0.3, and again, just because I got a little bit slower, say mile 3, and even 1 second slower for mile 4, like, I did not change what I was doing. I might have tweaked my effort. So like we talk about adjusting effort. So I just kind of picked up the pace a little bit. Now, I didn't try to go ahead and hold a 9-minute mile. No different than if you've been eating 2,000 calories a day and losing weight. Like, just because you gained a pound, don't cut it to 1,000. Like, you're kind of cutting yourself short, and that's not going to be sustainable. Just as much as me dropping to 9 minutes a mile at that point might not have been sustainable, and it would have ultimately slowed my progress, or maybe not even accomplished my goal for the day. So stay the course, make subtle adjustments in your effort, and lo and behold, you accomplish your goal. So, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't get tough at the end, like it certainly does. But again, I think I expected it to feel much tougher or harder, towards the end than it did. So I'm pretty happy about that. But as you define your goals, just think a little tip about your goals, like it should scare you a little. Like, I did go into it saying, like, I'd really like to do this, and I'm pretty sure that I can, but I'm really not sure. So for yourself, you might be setting an example of, like, I want to lose 50 pounds this year. Like, I'm not sure if I can, and it kind of scares me at the idea, but I believe that, some small part of me, I can accomplish that. But your goals should help you evolve. Like, definitely there was some big mental and physical takeaways for me from doing the 10K for time that I didn't anticipate. Like, maybe I've been selling myself short in previous training sessions where I've been trying to aim for 12 minutes or less, and eventually 11 minutes or less. And now, for example, like, I have a 10-minute run in my train today. I'm like, well, geez, I can hold 9:30 for 6 miles, like almost 60 minutes. Like, for sure, I can probably hold faster than that for 10. So yes, it helped me evolve as an athlete and as a person training for this. And it should also make you get outside your comfort zone. Like, if you're going to establish a goal, and let's say using that 25 pounds, like, hey, I'm going to have to get outside my comfort zone. I'm going to have to change how I eat. I'm going to have to be more active. I might have to join a gym, and I'm not comfortable with that yet. Different things that you might have to do, because again, I didn't accomplish this because I stayed within a pace I've been comfortably running. I had to push myself. I got outside my comfort zone, but I was never so uncomfortable that I felt like I had to stop. But again, grew from that goal. And there's always a quote I like to go to, and I'm going to paraphrase, so I don't think I'm going to get exactly right. David Goggins, and he had said, "That what is in us we don't know until we start trying hard." Like, you might actually surprise yourself. Like, set that goal that, again, is just outside your comfort zone that you're really going to have to work for, and you might be surprised at what you accomplish en route to that goal. And again, I'm probably going to just add just one more thing in that. I think about, I talk about my goal for my upcoming ultra, and I almost want to say, am I crazy for thinking that I can do this? And it was Coach Bruce who reminded me that crazy is for people without ambition. And if you think about, you might share with your friends, like, hey, I have this goal. And if they tell you that's crazy, it's only because they believe themselves they can't do it. So if they don't think that they can do it, they're automatically going to think that you can. So go out and prove them wrong. So all that to say, start with a goal, even if it sounds crazy. Go with that, and again, start with the end in mind, thinking about what you need to do to accomplish that. Have a mindset and a focus that's going to help you get through that and get through those tough times. Like I even know, like towards those tough times, like I would just start repeating things to myself, like strong legs, easy day, you can do this, thank you God for a strong body and a strong mind, like anything positive that encourages you towards your goal. Not, oh geez, were you ridiculous to think that you would accomplish this? Like none of that, something like that is not helpful in helping you move forward, but thinking things like more of like a positive affirmation. And again, still a positive affirmation does not guarantee that you're going to do it, but you're going to get further better. I'm losing the words here, but you're going to get further better than you would if you were kind of like being negative towards yourself about it. So, because again, when has being negative towards yourself ever helped? So, and again, stay the course when it seems like that you might be not accomplishing your goal. Adjust your effort, tweak to what you need to, and just focus on those small little goals. But all that to say, I hope you found that helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, or I'm always happy to help someone. But I hope these little mindset tricks you find helpful for whatever it is you want to accomplish. Because again, even if you are pursuing like a change in profession or wanting to advance in your career, again, there's so many things that you can apply this framework to help you be successful, whatever your goal might be. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.